Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So this information actually dropped during yesterday's daily reset. So I didn't actually focus on this yesterday because since it was New Year's, I wanted to focus on my New Year's video. But now that it's the day after New Year's, now I have the room to actually talk about this. So in the news section of Dragon Ball Legends, if you go over to New Year's greetings, you will see this entire segment right here. Well, you guys are seeing it on the screen anyway, but it says, Happy New Year. Thank you very much for supporting Dragon Ball Legends last year. Thanks to all of you, Dragon Ball Legends will ring in another year. Here's to 2023. There isn't much time left in the Legends Festival, but we are planning on introducing a new character tag in January 2023 and will be holding a special tournament at Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2023. With Legends celebrating its 5th anniversary this year, there's a lot to look forward to as the game continues to evolve. As a further expression of our thanks for your support this year, and to give you a taste of the celebrations to come in this exciting new year, we're giving all players the following items, and then they proceed to talk about all that stuff. But surprisingly, the point about, you know, the 5th anniversary and all the items that they're going to be giving us is actually not what we're going to be focusing on today. What we're going to be focusing on is the part where it says a new character tag that's going to be introduced this month. Now, just to clarify, this isn't like a tag unit, you know, like Trunks and Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4s, Super Saiyan Blues, Androids, no. This is a new character tag. And just to show you guys as a specific thing, if I go over to I was on characters, character list, filter, I'm talking about this right here, character tag. So we're going to be getting a new tag in the game. And it's been a very long while since we've had something like that happen. I believe, just off the top of my head, the most recent one we got was maybe Powerful Opponent, which was years ago. Actually, I think over 2 years ago since we got that tag. But that's just the one that's off the top of my head. So we are going to be getting a brand new tag in the game. Now, the question is, what could that tag be? Because in truth, I can't really think of many ideas. Like I have a few, but I can't really think of many right now. And the main reason is because Legends hasn't really opened the floodgates yet. And I guess I'll break that down as we continue talking about this. But I do have a few ideas for tags that would be nice in the game. One of which, and this is something I've been screaming to the heavens for a long while now, is the demon tag. The reason why I believe that should be a tag is because, as you guys know, if we go over to, or back to characters, filter, and then if we go to change no tags, you'll see that characters such as Deborah has no tags, which makes zero sense to me. He's easily one of the most useless units in the entire game. And I don't understand why they won't give him some sort of tag. One of which could be Demon, because he's literally the Demon King. But at the same time, it would be relatively confined as a tag for right now, because the only two characters I could see being on a Demon tag that are currently in the game right now would be Deborah and Demon King Piccolo. That's it. So even though the tag makes sense to at least be able to give Deborah a tag, in the long run, it may not have that much longevity unless they're going to release another Deborah unit that's really good, or a new Demon King Piccolo unit, which we haven't gotten in a very long while. But there is also the possibility, because obviously anything is possible, if, for example, maybe Legends decides to collaborate with Xenoverse for whatever reason. If they were to do that and we got some Xenoverse characters in this game, then that would open up the floodgates a little bit, because then we would potentially get Toa, Mira, and Fu, and all three of them are demons. So that could realistically make a tag. And of course, like if they're on the tag, Deborah would have to be on the tag as well, because Deborah's sister is Toa. So yeah, that is a possibility. Is it probable? I'm not too sure, just because we've already seen them collaborate with 2 different Dragon Ball games already. So again, there is a probability. Is it possible? Absolutely. But I don't know if it's something that would happen anytime soon. And also, I mean, if they were to collaborate with Xenoverse as well, then they'd also have to bring Supreme Guy of Time and maybe Time Patrol Trunks. There's a few things that they could do, but in terms of focusing on demons though, I think that it would be a cool tag if they open the doors to other IPs from Dragon Ball. If they do that, then that tag could work. If not, then I don't really see it happening, and I guess at that point Deborah would be stuck as a no tag unit for the rest of Legends, or however long the game lasts. But that's just one thing I had in mind. The next thing I have in mind is, I guess explaining it would make a bit more sense. The other tag I could think of is giants. Now, I'm not saying that giant characters would be playable. It would be cool if they found a way to make giant characters playable, and it's obviously not impossible. But what I mean by that tag is for characters that were able to turn into a giant in some sort of way, shape, or form. So because of that, that would be, for example, LF Grade 8 Vegeta, because obviously his LF has him turn into a Great Ape. That would be Lord Slug. I really don't like this character, but she did turn into a giant. Ribrianne, she would be a viable option. Maybe Grade 8 Baby, like or even Grade 8 Goku, like things of that nature, right? Like characters that were at least able to turn into a giant would get that tag. So in a sense, it's kind of misleading because obviously giants aren't playable, but they have turned into a giant before, right? And I'm talking, like, for example, Kid Goku has turned into a Great Ape, right? Both from Dragon Ball and GT. Like, those iterations of Kid Goku have turned into a Great Ape. Adult Goku has never turned into a Great Ape. So when it came down to when it comes down to that tag, giants, the Kid Gokus would get that tag. Adult Goku would not get that tag. Like, if you guys see where I'm coming from. So that's just an example, but still, it makes sense. It's kind of misleading, but in a sense, at least that way we would have a giant tag, which wouldn't be too bad. And it's not necessarily a limited tag because we're always going to get like some form of Goku, right? Whether it's Goku GT, Kid Goku, probably not so much, like from Dragon Ball, probably not so much, but like Goku GT maybe. And of course, like I'm still waiting for us to get an LF Super Baby 2. The moment that happens, I'll be extremely happy. But there's also that. Again, Ribrianne has turned into a giant. Like there's all sorts of stuff. So if they were to add that, that would be pretty cool. If it doesn't happen, it is what it is. But it would at least add a slight bit of diversity for characters in the game. And now we come to the last one that I have in mind. And this one actually makes a bit more sense and has a bit more logic to it. The last tag that I can think of that would get something in this game would be the superhero tag. Now, I'm not saying superhero in terms of the movie specifically, although that does tie into this tag as well, but not just specifically tailored to superhero, like, you know, like Power Awakening Piccolo, Pan, all those units. No, none of them. But what I am talking about is characters in the franchise that have at least been able to be in a superhero type role in some sort of way, shape, or form. So, like I said earlier, not specifically talking about the movie superhero, but characters from that movie that played a protagonistic role would get that tag. So, for example, Gamma 1, Gamma 2, because they weren't really antagonists of the movie. The main antagonist is, of course, Cell Max. But that would be like Gamma 1 and 2, you know, Power Awakening Piccolo, Beast Gohan, Pan, what else? Saiyaman 1 and 2. Jocko, who also has no tags, would finally get a tag as well. And characters of the like. I mean, heck, if I don't remember if I said this, but even Gotenks would work because he always views himself as the hero of justice and whatnot. But hopefully you guys get my point. When it comes down to that tag, that actually holds a lot more weight than the previous two I was talking about earlier, especially because we already have a purely antagonistic tag being Powerful Opponent, which was also a new tag that was added into Dragon Ball Legends later on within its life. So if we had a protagonistic tag, that would be pretty cool. Granted, there are various tags in the game that kind of, in a sense, fill those roles. Like, I mean, when you think of, like, for example, Fusion Warrior, a majority of those characters is gonna be like Vegito, Gogeta, or something along those lines. But when it comes down to I guess, being a protagonistic tag where you can fuse, or not fuse, but utilize characters that aren't normally going to be working on the same team because of their various different tags. That would be something pretty cool, right? Because, for example, with the Tournament of Power, we have Android 17, we have Android 18, right? Alongside other characters that were part of the tournament for Universe 7, like, you know, Goku and all that stuff, right? But apart from like that specific tag, there's not really a moment where you're going to be seeing like Android 18 pairing up with the likes of Goku, right? Or something along those lines. GT is a different story because obviously 17 played a role with, you know, like Hell and all that stuff in the Super Saiyan Force. Like, they're on the GT tag, so they can work together. But hope you guys get my point. The more obscure characters aren't usually going to be paired up with the bigger characters that people are more so focused on. So having some sort of protagonistic tag like superhero would be pretty nice. And again, it wouldn't be necessarily it would be probably dead at the beginning, much like how Powerful Opponent was at first, just because as of right now, there would be no characters boosting that tag. But obviously throughout time, there would be more and more units on that tag, and then it'll become stronger, much like what happened with Powerful Opponent. So again, this is just me spitballing ideas, but if there's one thing I can say with absolute certainty, it's that if they're announcing the next new tag in the game this month, that means that more often than not, the next banner that we get is going to be based off of that new tag. There would be no reason to make a new tag and not have any units buff that tag or be a part of it. Well, granted, they can update units that would be in that tag, but again, it would be in the same way how they did with Powerful Opponent, where we got a Powerful Opponent unit that actually buffed that tag, and then throughout time, we started getting more units that buffed that tag. So again, the next banner, I'm pretty sure, is going to buff the new tag, but only time will tell at the end of the day how they're going to do this entire thing, because there is also the flip side that this game also has pretty dead tags. I mean, just off the top of my head, Legends Road is one of them, right? But there are actually a lot of dead tags in this game. So I'm hoping that with this new tag, it's going to be something that's going to be sustainable for the longevity of the game, because I don't want to have to, you know, worry about having another dead tag. And also on the flip side, it'll be nice to have a new tag because then new teams will be possible. So again, just spitballing ideas and whatnot, but I do want to know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on the potential new tag that we'll be getting this month? Again, like, what do you think it could be? Again, superhero, demons, giants, I have no idea, but whatever ideas you may have for what the new tag could be, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.